everybody, and welcome to the campus of Bishop Guertin High School in Nashua, New Hampshire. We're moments away from the start of tonight's high school game between the host Cardinals and the visiting Nashua High South Panthers. I'm John Collins along with Tom King as they do the introductions down on the floor. Tale of two teams this season, Tom. Bishop Guertin's having a great year, and of course South struggling with a losing record at this point.
Yeah, Guertin comes in with about, I think it was a 12-2, I'm not sure. Then in NCAA thing, you got to add a couple more wins to that because there's some games that they don't have on there.
Thank you, because they have 8-2 on the website.
No, they've played many more games. I think they
lost to Exeter a couple times. That's it.
That's it, right? Exactly. So Nashua South, because they had the pause, they struggled. I don't think I'm telling tales out of school here. They've had a little bit of internal strife. They've had a little. Nate Maslo's had a problem getting everybody on the same page on this team. And he kind of alluded to it after a loss a week ago tonight to Pinkerton. And that's been an issue for them all year long. But the thing, John, that Nashua South needs to do, they need to be able to shoot the basketball. They haven't been a good shooting team all year long. That's been a problem. For Guertin, you're going to have to watch Dylan Santos-Lazo, number 15, and his brother Matt, number 20. They're a dynamic duo if they both play well. And of course, Nate Kane, the transfer from Nashua North. So we get a look at him tonight. So all those factors involved. You know what? The key, let's see what Rhett Medling does in the middle, how many shots he's able to swat away. We have these big kids that we watched this year. More size than I've ever seen. We've seen Rhett Medling with South on the inside. We've seen Tori Conrad for the Nashua North girls. But here's the big thing you got to remember about tonight. It's a dress rehearsal. They play each other already now with the pairings out. They play each other next Monday night in a play-in game.
Wow. So
they already know.
Yeah,
it's a dress
they already
rehearsal.
know. It's coming up on Monday. National anthem.
This is the second such dress rehearsal I've gone to in the last 24 hours. Last night I did the Nashua South Alvin girls. They already know they're playing in a prelim playing game on next Tuesday night. And They play each other again on Friday. At least these guys only see each other this game.
Okay,
so Nashua South and the Alvin girls, they got 3 games against each other in 8 days.
Yeah,
you might as well just start with a best of 7 and let's get going with it.
I kind of agree with you on that. Yeah, I mean, just start early and don't make it single elimination. Make it maybe double at least.
No double. Just play a series.
A series, yeah. So here we go. It is a late regular season game, but as Tom said, it's a playoff preview because these two teams will meet again on Monday. So ratchet up the intensity, though. You know it. They want to win even though it is a regular season game. Send a message, maybe. Bishop Guertin will be playing North on Friday.
Because here's the thing that you have to show to both teams. Both coaches have to show to their team. The film.
Driving straight to the basket for a hoop right off the bat is Alexander Hofackers.
And that's what Nashua South has to do to open up the outside. Here's Santos-Lazo. Tell you, he gets going, John. He can really do something.
turnover by South in the backcourt as he mishandled the ball.
Oh, see,
Santa Suazo's wide open, and he takes it and he makes it.
Cannot leave him open.
3-2, Bishop Guertin leads Santa Suazo with 2 open looks.
I'm surprised they're leaving him open like that. You know, a team that's got a defensive mentality that Nashua South always has, because he is their best player.
Michael Rutstein hands the ball off to Hulfacker. He's gotten 1 basket already. Stops, pops, in and out. Rebound underneath. And grabbed away by Bishop Guertin.
Tell you, it's a battle under the boards.
That might be a 2. And it rattles home. Let's see what they count it as a 2. Yeah, he's right on the line.
Good call, John.
5-2, though. Santa Suazo's hot early. As South leaves it short. That was Cody Rochelo trying the contested jumper. Here comes Bishop Guertin. Santa Suazo getting a little less space now from Michael Rutstein.
Let's see what Nate Kane can get into in this game.
There's a wide open 8-footer from the left side.
You know, those are the 2 words you've said over and over, wide open. And why is Nate Maslow calling it a timeout? Because of those 2 words.
You're right. Uncontested, easy jump shots. Not even really jump shots, like take your time set shots.
It's been a difficult year there. It really has for this team. I mean, you know, they had to start the season late. You know, so, I mean, look, they're grateful for every game they get. But it's been tough. You know, I mean, they played better the second time against Pinkerton on Friday night, but they still had to suffer a loss. And you know, they end the season on regular season Friday against Alver, and that'll be an interesting game. So we'll just see. You see what they can do to get some offense. You know, John, we talked about it before, offense, right? It's what they need.
Yeah. Michael Rutstein brings it down court.
But right now, their defense has failed.
Rhett Medling trying to find room baseline. He stepped out of bounds. So the struggle continues for South offensively. Meanwhile, BG's hitting their field goals. You have Dylan Santa Suazo with a 2 and a 3, and Lucas Baker was the number 34. He got that last basket.
Yeah, Baker played the defense on. There's Kane wide open, but he's off.
Off to the left against his old team. Strange look to see him.
No, not against his old team.
Well, I mean, no, you're right.
His old rival.
His old rival. He played for North. It is strange to see him.
He sees his old team on Friday night. And I'll give you some insight as to why he's seeing his old team on Friday in NashvilleTelegraph.com.
Lucas Baker left alone again, and he makes the most of it.
Goodness.
And it's a 9-2 BG lead. It almost looks like BG's outnumbered South on the floor because they're not having any problems finding open shots. Driving through the hole. Tyler Amin can't get it to go. Off to the far side. BG. Lucas Baker says, I'll take 3 of those. 3 baskets for Lucas Baker in the first 2.5 minutes of play. Rutstein gets it back. Cody Rochelo's shot, long, gets his rebound back behind the arc. A fortuitous bounce there for Cody. Hulfacker runs into the defense of John Sullivan, number 12 for Guertin. Again, Sullivan on Hulfacker, kicks it out. Armin bumps bodies with Jordan Robichaux, number 10. Nathan Kane has it in the corner. Santa Suazo left it short. Fighting for the rebound. Baker with the turnaround. He's got 8 points.
He is just taking them to school.
13-2, and Baker's got 8 of them.
And you know what? Nate doesn't want to waste another timeout this early. But you might have to if this keeps up.
Nate is making his way toward he can't believe it. He's on the court. Now he backs off.
He's going to start hitting the bench pretty soon. He's got to bring some subs in to see if they can do a better job.
Hulfacker off a pick and roll. Medling puts it up and doesn't go. Rhett Medling had a decent look inside, but didn't get the bounce. Fake right goes left as John Sullivan. The shot from the corner doesn't go for Nathan Kane. That was a good look for BG, and ripping down the rebound is Medling. The outlet pass to Cody Rochelo. Pops from the baseline and can't hit. Baker rebound, and down court come the Cardinals, looking to add to their 13-2 lead.
Unbelievable.
Santa Suazo. Baker's feeling it. He's off to the left, though. He finally misses one. He was looking for double digits.
That would have brought the house down if he hit that one.
Certainly would.
And the house is basically the BG bench.
They're pretty noisy for a bench.
They are.
South has dressed 10 players, I counted, at the national anthem, but BG sounds like they've got a football team over here. Driving, Helfacker, nice play, but he can't get it to fall. Down court, pushing the pace. The Cardinals lay it in, and it's going to be
offense or not.
What are we calling?
It's going to be a.
It's going to be an and one.
No, I don't think. Is it? It looked like they were lined up, but now we're going to get a timeout, and it's a much-needed timeout. 15-2. Wow.
Yeah, second timeout that South has taken here in the first quarter. And not even 5 minutes in, it's a 15-2 lead for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals.
Making me take notes early.
Yeah.
Wow. Lucas Baker with 8 points already.
I don't know what his game scoring average is, but Lucas Baker is looking like a 20-point scorer tonight, the pace that he is on. He's got 8 in the first 4.5 minutes of play here at his home gym.
Yep.
As Tom said, the playoffs begin on March 1st, and that is a play-in game for Bishop Guertin against South. Of course,
and the winner, John,
5 teams.
The winner gets to play Nashua North.
Okay. Now, it could be North BG rematch from Friday night. We'll have to see how that plays out. But you have North, South, BG, Alvern, and Keene in the 5-team divisional pod. The only one team can emerge from that pod to play in the semifinal.
Right, it's basically a local pod. The only local team that is in there is Merrimack because Keene needed a place.
Oh, yeah. So they're the ones that have to travel. I don't know if there's any games in Keene, but that would be a factor. But
there are.
There is?
Alvern has to go.
Oh.
And it's all blind draw. I mean.
Yeah, blind draw.
You know. Figuring out that was the best way to do it because no one, had the same equality in terms of a season.
So North was the #1 seed in the pot?
No, you can't go by that.
They didn't do that?
It's a blind draw.
Blind draw.
So the seeding, I have to look whether they were 2 or 1. I think they were 1, but I'm not sure.
Okay,
but
so it was luck.
That was just by luck.
Okay, because, BG's got a great record.
Right.
On the perimeter, South trying to get a momentum swing.
Normally you'd have North and BG as the top 2 seeds, right?
Yeah.
And have them in different brackets so that they don't play each other until the regional final.
In rhythm from the corner with the man on a mission off the bench, Karsten Lemire for 3.
And that's what you got to do when you start off this badly. You've got to get help from your bench right away.
16-5, Santa Suazo driving, trips and falls, but he gets a nice pass away to Ryan Stack. Baseline reverse lay-in, doesn't go.
Oh, he got away with it. Traveled. John, it looked like he was running a 100-yard dash across that baseline.
Just tuck the ball underneath his arm, huh?
But that's what you have to do when you have when you have the tournament pod. You just got to be prepared for anything.
Bishop Guertin the girls are trailing Nashua South 7-6, Tom, almost 4 minutes into the game.
How about that?
7-6 lead for the Lady Panthers. Pete Johnson, our executive producer, seated next to me. He's got streaming video of that game. As the South Panthers get a benefit from a miss down the other end, but they're still trailing by 12, 17-5 here. Driving through traffic and putting it up. Cyrus Roy can't get it to go. Nice putback, and again, points for Karsten Lemire.
Points off the bench.
17-7, a 10-point difference.
Starters just weren't getting it done, or at least a few of them.
Javari Ellison, number 23 in the game for Guertin. Johnny Ungaro's number 21, and driving through the paint is John Sullivan. Kicks it out. That was Matt, as you said, the brother of Dylan Santos Suazo, who missed, just left it a bit short on the 3-point attempt from the left sideline. 1.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. South has possession now, wants to cut it down to an 8-point lead or for BG or less if they can. There's a hard collision, they just let it go. That's about as hard a collision you'll see in basketball with no call.
Right, Guertin calls a timeout because to avoid the jump ball call.
So Guertin with a heads-up timeout there first. They really hadn't had to use one strategically at all. Well, meanwhile,
last night I saw talk about the Nashua South girls, I saw one of the best games played probably in her high school career by Ariana Murray.
So we congratulate South senior boys basketball player Cody Rochelo, who are watching in action tonight. He is committed to attend Colby Sawyer next year, where he will play basketball. According to South's own Twitter feed, best of luck and well-deserved, Cody. Great job. Class of 25.
Yeah, and hopefully he'll be down here in Nashua to play
Colby Sawyer class of 25. That's why I said that.
Hopefully he'll be down here to play Riviera.
Oh, nice.
Same conference. The Great Northeast Athletic Conference.
They kick it around the perimeter. Javari Ellison passes it up top to John Sullivan, back to Javari. In the corner it goes. Ryan Stack, Javari Ellison in rhythm, left it short. And a rebound on the fly, Jeremiah Mitchell looking for a teammate in traffic. He finds Medling, a nice play. Medling got fouled as he went up.
Well, right now you got to think the South bench with the mix of some of the starters, Medling and Hofack are out there.
Medling 6'8" at the line.
Yeah. You got to take advantage of the fact that Baker's out and get Medling in there to get some easy points. Not easy points, but get some points.
Makes his free throw, 17-8. South trails by 9. Just under a minute to go first quarter.
Consider it was 16-2, okay?
It's an improvement.
So the bench has come through for Nashua South.
Medling makes both of his free throws. South down by 8, has a chance to make it a respectable margin if they get a stop and a score here in the final minute. BG has other ideas. Slapped away, loose ball. Javari Ellison had it come right to him as he passes it to Matt Santosuazo.
Nice
and
move.
the lay-in by Ryan Stack.
Now that was Dylan, that was a Matt Santosuazo, number 20, I
was that 20 that got it up?
Yeah, I think it was 20.
I glanced away for a second. There's Tyler Armin, a very difficult looking three, but he gets it to go.
And gets him back in the game, 19-12. If you walked in, you'd say, okay, not bad.
Yeah.
You know, considering it was 16-2.
And as hot as BG looks shooting the ball.
Uh-oh.
Baseline, slapped away. What a block there by Cyrus Roy, who's the one that got the block, number 12.
And the big thing is you get the block.
Good pass ahead, up ahead. Tyler Amin off the glass and in. Teamwork there by South. And suddenly only a 5-point game at the buzzer.
How
and that is encouraging for Nashua South.
And that is the bench. Again, I hate to be a broken record, but that's what it is. You know, you get play from your bench. Your starters weren't getting it done as a unit. Nate Mazerel talked to me actually the other day how it was just tough right now. They're not at the point where they're able to get the combinations right. You know what I mean? All the substitution patterns, all of that. They're not used to anything. So, but they've got something here, and they're doing a good job. What we got for a score there, John? It
was 12-6. Now it's 12-12.
It's tied at 12 with a minute and a half to go first quarter. Yeah. South staying with the BG girls.
How about that? That's a good game.
South was ahead 12-6.
South was ahead 12-6, Pete says. What a start they had.
Yes.
So that's a team that South or somebody has to deal with, of course, right away in the opening round play. Bishop Guertin girls, the state champion favorite.
Yeah, I think that they get the winner of South Alva, but I'm not sure. I got to take a look at those pairings again. I believe they do because North will host Keene.
There you go. Second quarter's already underway here. We waste no time between quarters. There's a jumper contested. Rhett Medling was right there to bother the shot of John Sullivan. So it's a defensive stop for South. They come down court. Cyrus Roig off the glass and in. And don't look now, but it's a one-score game. Half minute into the second quarter, South comes roaring back. I think they were down something like 16-2, was it?
16-2, John.
Wow, that's a great turn of events for South. Meanwhile, BG's trying to get back on the hot streak they were on earlier.
Wide open man. Medley didn't see him. I think he had Armin all the way down.
Roy with the step back jumper. There was a hand on the arm as he let it go.
That could be 3.
I think you are right. It's got to be.
Let's see.
It is.
Yep.
3 free throws. Fouled as he was taking the shot from beyond the arc.
How about that energy?
Makes them all, Tom. We're tied.
Yep.
It is quiet as a church in here, and I think that dooms the free throw shooter most of the time. He'd rather have somebody heckling him, I think. There's 2 more coming for Cyrus Roig, who's played really well off the bench. Can't get it to fall. Still a 3-point game. Misses all 3. BG with the long rebound for Dylan Santasuaso. Driving off the glass and in. Did a great job of shielding the ball with his body to get 2. It's a 5-point lead for Bishop Guertin. So instead of making the 3 free throws and tying it, South misses all 3 and BG gets down and scores. 21-16, BG's got a 5-point lead, 2-score lead back. More free throws though as Tyler Armin fouled in traffic underneath the basket. 1 minute played here in the second quarter. Tyler Armin at the line. And it's 0 for 4 for the Panthers shooting free throws here in the second quarter so far. Substitutions off the bench. Michael Rutstein back onto the floor along with Cody Rocheleau. What the nickname of Colby Sawyer is, I forget. I've actually gone there for events.
I'm not sure. I got to take a look. I'm not positive. Ooh,
trying to pick the pocket from behind. Ends up fouling. Does Jeremiah Mitchell, number 3, foul on him. So BG will inbound it from their own bench area. Dylan Santasuaso flips it inbounds to Jordan Robichaux. Robichaux on the wing. John Sullivan driving. Lucas Baker's got 8 points already, hasn't taken a shot in a while. Nathan Kane thought about a 3. Driving is Robichaux. There's the shot from the left side, doesn't go, and South has a chance to cut it to a one-score game again.
Some of the starters are back on the floor.
Medling just lost the handle, or else somebody poked it from behind. And now Dylan Santasuaso nearly lost it. He did. Helfacker on the move. Medling goes up strong. Rhett Medling for 2. 21-19. It's a 1-score game. From the corner, long on the shot. BG had the numbers on the offensive boards. Rutstein trying to fight and get the ball away. And what do we have? Timeout BG. They wanted to secure possession.
Yeah, because they're letting them play. They would have let him wrestle on the floor.
This has been a theme in our last few games, Tom.
It is.
The referees letting them play.
Yep. I mean.
Hence the games have been flying by for the most part.
The game.
Thank you. Pete says Colby Sawyer Chargers.
Chargers? Okay.
There you go.
Wasn't sure if it was Falcons or Chargers. What do we got over at South?
BG has taken the lead. They're up by 3, 15-12 in the second period, just into the second period.
It's got to be a case of Nashua South doing a good job against that pressure. And it's a great matchup between Obanello and Stack. Megan Stack for BG and Aruka Obanello for Nashua South.
Yeah, I'm just stealing a look at the game, and they're making it. They're not making it easy for BG to get open looks. Looks like
that's the way you do it.
Aruka's ruling the middle.
Nathan
Kane
defense.
From deep misses. Yeah,
BG is off in its shooting, John. They've gone cold because the shots just aren't as wide open as they were.
Hesitation drive by Tyler Armin. Nicely done. He slowed the defense with that look away, and he created a seam.
Great drive by Armin, and we are tied at 21.
It was 6, and BG turns it over. South has a chance to lead this game that they trailed 16-2 early. They looked like they had no answers. A couple of timeouts, some substitutions later, and Coach Nate Mazerol has his team back even with Bishop Guertin, a chance to go ahead.
Incredible.
Medling to Armin, steps back, gets it back to Medling. He bounced it out of bounds. So tight defense by the Cardinals produces a turnover.
Yeah, what happened there was Baker came out on Armin, and Armin knew he couldn't take the shot. But boy, do you think Nate Mazerol is happy about this? just to see the heart and the comeback, because they could have folded it away early. I saw that happen to them. They were down 15-2 to Pinkerton the other night, last Tuesday, and they couldn't get back in the game. Tonight, different story.
Kane with a wild-looking runner.
It's the defense. Meddling in the middle causes all sorts of problems. This is a very good basketball game.
It sure is. Tied at 21 with 5:19 to go in the first half.
You got to think if South walks out of this gym after being down 16-2, you got to think no matter, as long as that final is close and they win or lose, they got to be happy with how they've done it.
Alex Hulfacker drives into a triple team and loses it. Nathan Kane fending off a defender. Baker finds the open teammate Jordan Robichaux no good. Kane with that sky job rebound, fighting with Medling for the rebound.
Yep, but you know what? Nate Maslow loves that fight that Medling's got in him right now.
Yes, he does. The big guy at 6'8".
And that jump ball goes the way of the Panthers, the arrow.
Fights the jump and gets the possession. So Hulfacker hands off. Rocheleau, yes! Floating in the paint, Cody Rocheleau, nicely done. And South does have the lead, 23-21.
Unbelievable. A 21-5 run by the Panthers.
Nathan Kane not confident with the shot right there. He did have it for a moment if he wanted it. So Guertin slowing it down a lot here. Dylan Santos-Suazo, who came out firing after the opening of the game. Not many shots lately. That's a nice turnaround. John Sullivan from about 6 feet away. Quality look, and he converted. So it's tied at 23. Hulfacker finds a seam, kicks it to Rutstein, who gets fouled as he drove baseline. It'll be 2 shots as he was in the act of shooting. Left his feet. Hulfacker with the feed as he drew a couple of defenders. South not faring well at the free throw line tonight. Let's see if Michael Rutstein can change that. Swish.
Yeah, if they shot better free throws first part of the game, they'd probably be up by 4 or 5 points.
They could have been.
3:51 to play here in the first half, and it's a basketball game.
Rutstein has given South a 1-point lead at 24-23. Make that still a 1-point lead, as rebounding it was John Sullivan. Goes to his left, fakes, hands it off. In the corner, Dylan Santos-Suazo, Rocheleau giving him no room like they gave him earlier. That's an open look for Javari Ellison.
Yeah, I don't blame him for taking it.
Nathan lost the handle, gets it to his teammate. What do we got? Timeout by South.
Yep. Telling you, how many times have we seen the ball hit the floor tonight? About 5?
Yeah.
6 maybe? 3:30 left in the half, 1-point game, and we are being entertained. So
yeah,
you never know in a basketball game. I mean, there's so many runs. Now,
well, you just talked about when the wheels fell off, South against Pinkerton.
Oh, they did. I mean, it was just. I mean, Pinkerton was just dominant. I mean, and early on, South had to see a 6. I mean, Pinkerton has a lot of size. South had to watch a 6-foot freshman dunk the ball on him.
Wow.
That's not that's not good. I mean, that's demoralizing. And then you never know. And then this team here, Guertin, defensively did a great job on Pinkerton on Thursday, holding them to under 40 points. So you go from one to the other, and you see it within this game. This game has almost typified the whole season for everybody. One night doesn't lead to the next.
Interesting. Hulfacker runs into a double team, so he'll back it out. Cody Rocheleau has some room to his right. Has it stripped away.
Yeah,
Javari Ellison got grabbed by
dribbled.
Rocheleau.
Rocheleau dribbled into a double team, and he realized it too late.
Too late. Lost possession, tried to make up for it rashly, and grabbed the arm of Javari Ellison. Non-shooting foul. BG inbounding it in front of us. Our cameraman tonight, Frank Wallant. monitoring the fast and furious action on the floor here at Bishop Guertin High School. John Collins along with Tom King, alongside our executive producer Pete Johnson, who's been feeding us video of the girls game. That's a nice basket for BG. They worked it right underneath.
That's a good look for Santa Suazo to be able to post up like that.
On the seesaw now as BG's got the 1-point lead, and drawing 4 players to him before he dishes it for the basket. The easy put in by Miles McClintock off the bench for 2. On the feed by Alex Hulfacker. Nice job by Alex. In the corner, Javari Ellison for 2. Rims it around. Loose ball fought for on the floor. And it's still down there.
Timeout South. That is the third
or fourth.
The fourth jump ball timeout.
We have. We said the coaches are involved there with the timeouts. They see a glimmer of possession.
Well, while we have
they stake their claim.
While we have this timeout, let's check in with Pete Johnson.
It's still a 2-point game.
How about that?
Bishop Guertin is leading 17-15 with 2:40 remaining in the half.
Oh, it's going to be a fly on the wall to see what that halftime discussion is going to be all about for Guertin.
South has the ball. They could tie it up on this possession, goes out of bounds. So interesting. Looks like a turnover. Guertin will get it back, but that is a basketball game over there. Between the two games, you get 3 points difference, 1 here and 2 there.
How about that?
Great action on a Tuesday night in February, the month we always just struggle to get through. It's so tough between, trying to stave off illness and the snow and the cold. But the treat is this kind of intensity and excitement on the basketball floor. It's like helps us get through it.
We just have half a week to go after tonight. We got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We get 5 days.
And with March 1st begins the playoffs in boys basketball.
Yep.
These 2 teams scheduled to play the first game, single elimination tournament. Hulfacker finds a seam, dishes it. Medling went up for the stuff, it looked like. Instead, he got stuffed by John Sullivan.
What a block by Sullivan. It brings the bench up standing.
6'2", John Sullivan get up there with the 6'8" Medling and knocked it out of his hands, out of bounds. Medling gets the inbound play. 2:10 to go first half. A basket here for South, and they'll retake the lead. Down 1, 26-25. Alex Hulfacker kicks it outside. Thinking about the shot was Carson Lemire. He's got at least 5 points tonight. Cody Rochelo. Hulfacker.
South the ball and the lead.
He's got Jeremiah Mitchell lurking here in the wing, but he goes to the glass and he gets the basket. Alex goes to his left with success. A 28-25 lead. South's actually up by 3. They were leading on that possession. They add to it. So it's pressure on Guertin to score here before the half ends with 1:33 to go. And the ball on the offensive end.
Imagine walking away from watching this after it was 16-2 and then coming back and looking up at the scoreboard.
Nathan Kane with the inbounds play. Dylan Santos-Wasso quickly closed on him. There's the bat away. Cody Rochelo nearly had a breakaway basket, but
exactly.
Bishop Guertin gets back on defense. Dylan Santos-Wasso.
Partially blocked.
That looked like it was swatted by Rochelo, coming hard late. That's knocked away. Back to Rochelo. Look at this pinball game here. Underneath, it's Medling, runs into a wall in Lucas Baker. They kick it outside when we have a whistle before the shot.
Thinking steps.
It must have been.
Didn't see it. No one's going over to make a call on to the table, so it was steps.
Not a foul, but steps. Ball was ricocheting everywhere.
Making this team work for it.
Down court comes Jordan Robichaux. Underneath, Lucas Baker got fouled as he went up.
You know what? And Baker also took steps, and he got away with that.
A little bit of a shuffle step before he went up. 54 seconds to go in the first half. And Lucas Baker has a chance to cut it to a 1 or 2 point game from the line. Rattles it in and out. He's got almost the whole upper body bend to go with the knees bend. A deep knee bend. There he makes that one.
And that's what you need. Deep knee bend to elevate with a follow through towards the basket.
28-26. 45 seconds to go.
Unless BG hits a three, it looks like Nashua South's going to go into the halftime with a lead.
Medling runs into the defense and loses it. John Sullivan, the head of the field. Off the glass, no, off the rim, no good. And what a rebound in traffic. Karsten Lemire come down with it. Opportunity missed there for Guertin to tie the game up with a half minute to go. 20 seconds left.
It's a wide open area in the paint right now. Somebody could drive the lane, but it looks like they're going to hold it for the last shot.
Jeremiah Mitchell nearly had it swatted away. It'll be a non-shooting foul. Going for the steal was Jordan Robichaux, number 10, got called. But Guertin is not in the penalty yet.
Well, they won't be now. There's 12-8 left.
12.8 seconds to go. Looks like Coach Masroll is calling a play of some sort. Raising the number 1 aloft, as you can see. Hulfacker, he's got 12 seconds to work with, but they're pretty casual about it.
I was just going to say.
Rochelo's
it's going to have to be Rochelo one-on-one here. He's got to
shoot it. 3 seconds. He goes to the basket and missed it. Kind of a wild-looking right-handed shot. Didn't go, but good effort. And we go to halftime. If I told you that after a 16-2 start, on the wrong end of a 16-2 start, that South would be leading at halftime, you might have been a skeptic.
I would have said, John, I knew you were losing it, but now I'm sure.
And look at this score. It's South 28, BG 26.
And what do we got at the Belanger there at halftime as well?
South has, Bishop Guertin has opened up a 22-15 lead on the South girls. It hit a 3 at the buzzer, Pete said. Yeah. So it would have been 19-15.
Backbreakers. Those 3s at the buzzer, they're backbreakers. They really are the momentum. You know, that's how Bishop Guertin, if you remember, John, those buzzer-beating 3s, that's how Bishop Guertin opened a, I think they did that twice.
They did a championship game, too.
Against Pinkerton in the second quarter, and they did it at the end of the third quarter against Portsmouth and opened up a lead.
Good memory, yeah. I can almost remember the girl that hit him. Fantastic player. They're full of fantastic players on Bishop Guertin, but yeah, those are killers when you can get those. So we put a fresh, 9 minutes up there for halftime. John Collins along with Tom King, our cameraman Frank Wallen. We are going to take a break, and we'll be back with the exciting finish of this one. Anybody's basketball game. South leads the Cardinals 28-26 at the half here at BG. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are a minute away from the start of the second half of a very exciting New Hampshire High School boys basketball game here at Bishop Guertin. It is the Cardinals hosting South. Guertin came out like a house of fire. They were up 16-2 over South. It looked like the Panthers had no answers. Nate Masroll was calling one timeout after another, and suddenly he made some key substitutions off the bench, Tom King, and it's a different story at halftime. South is actually leading 28-26 after a spectacular run comeback.
Well, I think what happened was, look, if you look up at the board, you're down 16-2. You're not staying on the floor very long. you know, if you're a South player. And that's what Nate did. He brought him, you know, Guertin got overconfident. Nate brought in some guys, you know, I mean, you know.
Starting with Karsten Lamar.
Yeah, Karsten Lamar.
He hit a quick 5 points, and that got him jump-started.
Yep.
He made it 17-7. Jeremiah Mitchell helped out.
Yeah, exactly. You bring those guys in off the bench, it makes for a big deal.
Yep. Cody Rochelo started to play well. And
the kid that they would love to have, he's been hurt, is number 32, the freshman, Zach Castaway. You know.
Spark plug.
Oh, really? You know.
I think we saw the game where he got hurt.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And he hasn't been back?
Nope.
That's
big loss.
Yeah. So South End BG will play the first round playoff game scheduled already this coming Monday, so less than a week away.
Dress rehearsal.
And that's what it is. Lucas Baker got 8 points in the first 3 minutes or so. I don't think he has scored yet since. Luke Baker has it in the corner. Swings it to Nathan Kane, the transfer from Nashua North. The kick out. BG trying to score the first points here in the second half. Trailing by 2, they could tie it, and they do. Lucas Baker with the open look. He's got 10 points on the game.
Yep.
Alex Hulfacker. Teams switch which ends they are shooting on. Now South is shooting at the far basket, and there's the miscommunication there. Armin threw it left as Mike Rutstein was going the other way.
At the end of this game, the Cardinals want to say you can't stop Lucas Baker. You can only hope to contain him.
Yeah, here's Lucas Baker on cue, and a nice job at defense. Rhett Medling got a piece of that shot, deflected it awry, and he also grabbed the loose ball.
Right.
So a block and a rebound for Rhett Medling, or you could call it a steal. Rutstein has it, top of the key, found the seam, puts it up, left it short. Had a chance to retrieve his miss, but there's a steal. Cody Rochelo saw that one coming from a mile away.
Rochelo very long and athletic, and he almost had the 3.
Rhett Medling, power move to the basket. He just lost it out of bounds, though. Pete has checked the tournament schedule, and the game will be here on Monday. It's the same bat time, same.
And I imagine we will be here on Monday. Is that correct?
I believe we're going to be here, right? I assume so. Pete said. Yeah. So 28-28, we're tied. 90 seconds or so into the third quarter. Nathan Kane with a burst. Lucas Baker thought about it, then and Medling in his face. Dylan Santosuazo is a great outside shooter, but he can go inside too. Off the glass, left it short. Hulfacker got a hand on it, but Nathan Kane with the putback.
Big putback by Kane in the right spot at the right time.
Rochelo finds the trailer. Medling trying to take it to the basket, kicks it out. Blocking foul against the Cardinals.
Medling should have gone up with the shot. He'd be at the line.
They call it on the big guy, Lucas Baker.
Well, Baker's got about, what do you think, 10 pounds on Medling?
Yes. That'd be a safe guess.
Yep.
Hulfacker to the line. Nice pass to Medling underneath. Great court vision by Hulfacker.
That's the one thing. Hulfacker is a very good passer. He's underrated in that respect.
30 and 30 is your score. That's Cody Rochelo getting his hand on the ball. Goes straight to the basket, and it's sort of a delayed jam, but it's still 2.
Incredible the way this South team is buckled down defensively.
Cody Rochelo got up there and hung on the rim a little bit as the ball rattled in. South up by 2, just throwing it up.
John.
Jordan Ropisho.
That was a play that we hadn't seen in a while. When's the last time we saw Guertin just take the ball to the hoop? Hadn't seen it much, right?
No.
No.
Rochelo almost off to the right. John Sullivan got the loose ball rebound. Kane, baseline, finds the trailer, and there's a couple of big guys. They're going to call a foul, but that was a nice hand on the ball from what we saw by Medling. There was body contact. And so he was called for the blocking foul, and to the line goes Luke Baker.
Called for the foul on the shot, which we haven't seen often in this game. Usually the fouls have been on the floor.
Nathan Kane with a strong move to the basket, drew some defenders, and he was able to find the trailer, Lucas Baker. But Rhett Medling said, no easy basket here.
Okay, now the benches come in for South. The players who really sparked them, Mitchell and Lemire.
Karsten Lemire, who wears number 10. Rebound, South off the missed free throw, so the Panthers still have that slim 1-point lead, 32-31. Rochelo to Jeremiah Mitchell off the bench, left it short. Rebound, strong box out move by John Sullivan.
Sullivan had sent the Suazo on the break, but he held up. Probably because it didn't work the last time.
Sullivan.
Let's see, look at it, they're moving back, they're backwards.
Robichaux swings it to Nathan Kane, thought about the pick and roll.
He had it, Baker was open.
Driving Robichaux, Suazo. Robichaux will take the open three, left it short, and Lucas Baker with the big offensive rebound.
Suazo's gonna take that shot.
And he can't make it. Sullivan again with a nice play. Runs into a double team, finds Nathan Kane. Bishop Guertin with 3 bites at the apple here on this trip down the floor. Kane has it stripped away by Cody Rochelo. What a play. Driving, puts it up, and no good. It scoops out of the basket. Loose ball on the floor, John Sullivan with it.
Defense rules the day in this basketball game. When's the last time we saw someone hit from the outside? This could be it, right there.
Nathan Kane, right on cue, and you're right, it was a long time coming.
Right on cue is right, huh? I can't get that lucky again.
There's a blocking. Oh, they call an offensive foul on the dribble. You don't see that call every time. Nathan Kane has a great couple of trips up and down the floor. He hits his 3, and also he draws a foul, the offensive foul against Alex Hulfacker. So.
But see, that's what BG has to do. They have to hit from the outside like they were early on to open up that inside for them.
Dylan Santos-Suazo.
They haven't been able to do that in this game.
Kane.
Because South has come out on them.
Jordan Robichaux to
Wide
Nathan
open,
Kane. Dylan Santos-Suazo skims the back rim.
Yeah, he's off. He's not feeling it right now. He was feeling it early, and then he lost it.
South needs a basket to tie.
Hulfacker, watch his passing ability. South can't settle for the jumper.
Jeremiah Mitchell goes behind the back. He tried to dish it to Lemire, but he lost the handle out of bounds.
South trying to do a little too much offensively. Work the ball around the perimeter and then see if somebody will cut to the basket and try to find an open man. Guertin doing a good job now defensively, starting to shut down a little bit.
Yeah, South seems to have a self-imposed 10-second shot clock. It's almost like they feel like imperative to get the ball away when they really don't have to rush if it's not there. But it worked to help them get back in the game, but
almost a pick and roll there, but not quite.
Jordan Robichaux, Dylan Santos-Suazo.
He's going to try to take it.
He does from just beyond the free throw line, nails it.
And suddenly see that outside shooting. You know, you do a whole lot. It's, you know, look, basketball is a make or miss game, no matter where it's played.
Travel, spinning in the paint. Rhett Medling got called for moving the pivot foot. And suddenly Bishop Guertin is on a run here. Make or miss game. They've been making more than they've been missing in the last 2 minutes or so. And it shows on the scoreboard. The Cardinals lead 36-32 with 2:42 remaining. Third quarter. Dylan Santos-Suazo hands it off to John Sullivan. Sullivan's a big ball handler at 6'2", guard, here at the high school level. Kane
dribbled himself into no man's land.
Javari Ellison found Sullivan on the wing. Robichaux thought about it, but Tyler Armin closed the gap.
South doing a good job getting out on defense.
Banging shoulders. It's a Robichaux basket as he knocked Tyler Armin back about 10 feet with that right shoulder.
And suddenly, it is a Bishop Guertin 6-point lead.
Sullivan with the steal. He got in the way of the scoop pass. Down court it comes. Javari Ellison goes back to meet the football, I was tempted to say, to avoid the interception. Nathan Kane, that might be a 2. He left it short though.
Yeah.
And rebound.
Yeah, Hulfacker was out on him. That was not a good shot by Kane.
Tyler Armin hands it off to Hulfacker. South
See, they can take
Slows
this one.
it down for once.
This is where South can't let Guertin distance themselves.
South trailing by 6. Rhett Medling thinks he has the answer by going strong to the basket. He is fouled.
And Medling survived the double team because they reached for the ball, missed it, and then he went right there. See, Medling is really making some strong moves in this game.
Yeah, there's a fire under him in this one. He's trying to make use of that size advantage.
Now, the way to make use of it is get to the line, but you got to hit him.
You do. And so,
what do we have at the Belanger?
At the Belanger, it's a 33-22 Bishop Guertin girls lead over South with 2:10 to go in the third quarter.
Yep. Kind of like the Pinkerton game. Guertin has played a lot of these games where they have basically worn teams down at the end, but teams have been hanging around against them. Merrimack did that the other night. And Nate Mazerow will chase the basketball.
Where'd he go?
Went to the corner where it went.
You're right. He retrieved it. There's plenty of other balls over there, but I guess that's the one we want to use.
That's the game ball, yeah. That's the one they want to use.
Rochelo bounces it into Michael Rutstein. South trails by 6 as they try to shoot here.
Yeah, they need this. They need desperately. They cannot go into the fourth quarter down as many as 8.
Rochelo stumbling around. He's lucky he still has it. Rutstein back to Cody Rochelo. Found a little bit of a seam. Bounce pass. Armin trying to grab it, but it's John Sullivan on the loose ball.
And South has lost their offensive edge. And a foul. That's a tough. What's happened is they've lost their offensive edge because Guertin has stepped up defensively. What we saw on that comeback were a lot of those bounce passes underneath leading to easy South baskets. We're not seeing that anymore.
Sullivan does a good job of keeping that one from flying into the stands. Drives, puts it up and in. John Sullivan, strong move to the basket. Ended up shooting a floater from about 3 feet away when he let it go. Hulfacker stops, steps back, puts it up, misses. Sullivan.
That's a good look. You can't fault him for that shot. Oh, Carey got away with it. Big Carey. Good grief.
It was above his head there at one point. Yeah. Letting them play. Nathan Kane playing some catch with Dylan, make that Matt Santos Suazo. Nathan Kane driving. There's 7 seconds left to go. The put up and miss. And in traffic, Lemire, jump ball. Who's got the possession arrow with 1.2 seconds left?
If it's BG, they've got a chance at some points, but it's not.
South's ball. They got to go the length of the court, though, to get this basket. Either throw it in or have somebody catch and release. And it's going to be Alex Hulfacker. Yeah. So that's how the third quarter ends. It's a very, very good quarter for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals.
They held Nashua South to 4 points defensively in that quarter. And if you talk to John Fisher after the game, I'll ask him what turned it around for you, and he said we finally started to play some defense.
Yeah, you can see that coming. It's 14-4 in the third quarter in favor of Bishop Guertin, and that is the difference in the game right now. 8-point lead for the Cardinals, who had been trailing by a couple. If I did the math right, they had 26 at half, and now they have 40.
Yeah, it was 32-31, and then all of a sudden Kane hit that three-pointer right on cue when I talked about the outside shot.
Missing from the game.
And what that did was that started off a 9-1 run for Guertin to end the quarter.
Yeah, it's amazing how you hit a shot like that. All of a sudden the light goes off. Hey, we're good, we're confident, we can do that again.
Right.
And then that's how momentum swings happen in basketball.
And the thing is Nashua South now needs to do something like that.
They do.
To get that run.
Yep. So South will go with Michael Rutstein, Alex Hulfacker, Cody Rochelo, Tyler Armin, and Rhett Medling is their 5. And almost stealing away, Armin doing a great job of battling for the ball. And also a nice job of getting it back by Matt Santos Suazo. Was able to shovel it to a teammate. and retain possession. Javari Ellison up top. Perimeter passing now by Bishop Guertin. There's an opening for Dylan Santasuaso. He got body checked as he went up by Alex Hulfacker, who got called for the foul. So 2 free throws forthcoming for Dylan Santasuaso. Who left his feet, was in the act of putting it up off the glass. End of the third quarter now at Nashua South in the girls game, and BG has an 11-point lead, 38-27 in favor.
Tell you what, if you had told John Bourgeois last night, he would have been absolutely thrilled, and I bet he's thrilled now. And
so
we'll see what happens if they meet each other again next week.
Dylan Santasuaso hits 1 of 2, and the Cardinals have a 9-point lead as we begin the fourth quarter. Michael Rutstein up top. Stop and go dribble. Gets bodied away from the basket by Dylan Santasuaso. Meanwhile, BG steals it. Nathan Kane with that great mid-air body control of his, and 2 more for the Cardinals. Timeout, South.
Yep, quarter has not started the way they wanted it to.
No, it's an 11-point lead for the Cardinals. Their biggest lead since that 16-2 bulge they had at the beginning of the game when things looked really bleak for South. They came roaring back to lead at half. What we thought would be an impossibility at the way this game began, but now it's South that seems to be running low on gas or offensive firepower, and BG is feeling like a confident ball club. These 2 teams will meet on Monday, just 6 nights away, for the opening game of the 2021 playoffs. 5 teams in their divisional pod: BG, North, South, Alvern, and Keene. And only 1 team will emerge to be the representative of the divisional pod in the semifinals.
Oh boy.
So
what am I going to do?
you're just going to be straight out.
I mean, the thing is in the fall, you had situations, I don't want to mow the ground, but in the fall, you had situations where you had games, some games in the afternoon, some games at night. I could go from one to the other.
Deal with that.
In the wintertime,
now we're looking at
they're mostly going to be playing, you know.
Simultaneous stuff.
Yeah, they're going to be games all the time. Well, girls and guys aren't playing on the same night, but we've got other local teams.
Girls bracket.
Oh, the girls bracket, Pete's got it out. South's playing Alvern at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night.
Right.
In Hudson, looks like. Off the glass, no good.
Is that in Hudson? I believe it's at the Blander, isn't it?
And they play.
Well, I was looking at the bottom team in the bracket. I thought,
Just look at the number.
oh, the number.
What's the number?
Team 5, Team 4. You're right. It's at South.
Yep, there you go.
Tuesday. In rhythm, Dylan Santasuaso, very high off the rim. Ball fought for. Lucas Baker came down with it. He doesn't get the bounce. And rebound, Cody Rochlow. Outlet pass. Tyler Amin runs it to Dylan Santasuaso. Jump ball. Possession arrow, South. Key possession here for South, trailing by 11. They got the defensive stop after some near misses for the Cardinals.
That was an easy look for Baker, wasn't able to convert, and now is a bad turnover by the Panthers. And Nate Mazzarello clearly frustrated.
Cody Rochlow had the ball slap off his palms and fall over the sideline stripe, out of bounds. Matt Santasuaso brings it down. Javari Ellison swings it to John Sullivan. Dylan Santasuaso, Lucas Baker. Baker is trying to get a baker's dozen in this one if he gets another basket. Inside to the open, Dylan Santasuaso, great assist by Luke Baker.
And now it's starting to get away from Nashua South.
Yes, it is, as BG opens up a 13-point lead, 45-32, and South struggling to score. Loose ball, Javari Ellison scoops it up. Turnover by the Cardinals. I'm not sure what they did. Maybe they traveled off the Ellison steal. And Cody Rochlow will inbound it. Just under 6 minutes to go in the game. South is in need of a momentum swing. In rhythm, Carson Lemire. He knew he missed it. He left it to the left and long. Tried to go track his shot down, but it was Javari Ellison standing right there to pick up the ball skimming off the rim. Ellison fakes left, goes right and off the glass and in. Javari Ellison elevates, 6'4", forward. There's Alex Hulfacker, doesn't get the bounce. Ellison, another rebound, asking for the ball back. Down court come the Cardinals.
You know, you see it time and time again. And I'll tell you, next stoppage in play, I'll tell you what you see all the time.
Hulfacker had it bounce off his shins, and Ellison got it back somehow. We have timeout BG.
You work so hard
I know
to
what you're gonna
come
say.
back in a game.
Yeah.
Eventually, that energy just oozes out of you, and you fall back. You see it all the time.
You do.
You know, you really do.
It's like, okay, your opponent has a big lead on you, and you have to go uphill as hard as you can and get to the top, and you draw even with your opponent, and then
you take the lead, and you're in control.
You don't have the gas to beat them in the fourth quarter.
No.
Yeah, because it was such an effort to come back.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a dynamic you see repeated over and over again in most sports, especially basketball. 15-point lead for the Cardinals here with 5:08 to go in the fourth quarter as we check in on the girls game happening simultaneously. South and Bishop Guertin girls basketball teams doing battle. And South is, well, they're keeping the powerful BG girls team pretty close. It's 39-27. It's a 12-point game with 6.5 minutes to go over there. As the
BG has played some of those games this year.
Yeah, the Cardinals have it. 3-point shot, no good. Long rebound, and BG gets it back. So Cody Rochelo
big steal.
with the steal, coast to coast basket. Cody Rochelo
stops the run. They went 3 minutes without scoring.
Big basket, and the South needs about 2 or 3 more of those to get back in this game. Lucas Baker just barely corrals that. Flings it to Ellison. No look pass to John Sullivan in the corner. He thought about the shot, but Rutstein closed on him. Up top it goes. Dylan Santosuazo gets no breathing room. Tyler Amin literally all over.
Hey, you know what? If the South, now is the time to start fouling.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. A strategy we didn't see executed properly in the girls' game we did the other night. They
saw Alvern execute it last night.
Did you?
And the Alvern girls, and you know, Frank Gugina said, okay. And then once they got to the penalty, you said, okay, back off a little bit. And what Nashua South did to combat it, they went 7 for 8 from the line down the stretch.
That's the only way.
That's it. While Alvern went like 6 of 13.
And it became the difference in the game.
Well, look at Santosuazo, boy. He leaves it all out on the floor, doesn't he?
I think he's played every minute.
I know it.
Baker can't get it to go. How did he snatch that rebound back? Amid a sea of purple. Jordan Robichaux runs into Tyler Armin, kicks it outside. Rutstein marking. John Sullivan, Javari Ellison. Baker thought about it.
I'm telling you, if you hit it.
Stripped away. Cody Rochelo with another key steal. Changes direction, drives to the basket. They do call the foul. And I got to say, you got to call something.
Exactly.
It altered the shot. It nearly went in anyway.
Baker should have taken the 3. If he hits it, he's not a 3-point shooter, but if he hits it, this bench goes nuts.
The shot was there.
You know, they go nuts. They'll never recover.
You're right, especially with this score, 47-34. And now it's a 13-point difference as Cody hits his first of 2 free throws. 3:42 remaining. Guertin with a double-digit lead, however. Still comfortably ahead, it appears, at 12 up.
Right.
With 3:42 to go. Rochelo hits them both. Trying to make things more interesting. Cody Rochelo with some steals and some points. Robichaux and Armin banging bodies, and they're going to call an offensive foul off the dribble. Oh, curious call there. Jordan Robichaux can't believe it as he tries to plead his case with the official. Second time we've seen that call. The guy that's just doing a hard dribble up the court gets called for an offensive foul.
If the defender is moving with you.
It's happened, though. They call it. And there's a steal. Jordan Robichaux has it stripped away by Jeremiah Mitchell.
Nice hustle play by Mitchell to come back after giving the ball up.
Yeah, missed opportunity there for South. They could have got it under 10 points with 3.5 minutes to go. Instead, another chance for Guertin to add to their lead. Dylan Santosuazo up top. A three-pointer here would be devastating for South if BG can hit it. You have a feeling that somebody's going to put one up eventually. Sullivan threatens to go to the basket, kicks it out. Some valuable time being taken off the clock here, and I think you got to think about fouling somebody. Baker, up top it goes. Sullivan. Who's the guy you want to foul, Tom?
Oh, no call.
Baker.
Holthacker,
yeah, he's the guy to foul.
Holthacker tried to foul, and they didn't call it. He even lost his glasses on the play.
Wow.
He needs a...
They're putting Baker at the line. He struggled early from the stripe.
Yep. No, that's the guy you want to foul.
47-36, an 11-point game, and Lucas Baker has a chance to make it a 13-point lead, depending on what he does at the line here. This might be a 1-and-1, I'm not sure.
Yes, it is. He wasn't shooting.
Yeah, it's a live shot, and he hits it, wouldn't you know? It is a Baker's dozen, as the Cardinals are up by 12. Baker's dozen's really 13, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Off the front rim. This is the education station. I just wanted to clarify. Hellfacker off the miss.
Oh, they had a chance to strip him. They didn't do
Rochelo
it.
gets John Sullivan floating about 12 feet from left to right on our camera.
What South could do with a hot outside shooter, they just don't seem to have one tonight.
Yeah. Nathan Kane to Lucas Baker, 2.5 minutes to go, and South trailing by 12 to this Bishop Guertin team. There is a foul.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Mitchell grabs somebody on the wrist, and it looks like this...
Like A for effort for South, though. I'll tell you what, doesn't look like they're going to be able to pull it out unless they hit a couple threes, but A for effort for the Panthers.
Trailing 16-2, came all the way back to lead 28-26 at half, and then ran out of gas here in the second half. BG pulling away late. BG's up by 12 with 2:20 to go. Jeremiah Mitchell swish! That makes it a little more interesting.
That's what you want. You got to have those threes.
Now it's a single-digit lead for Bishop Guertin, 48-39. Oh, almost a... And Mitchell wanted a foul. He just said, what do I have to do?
I know.
I guess you have to push him harder, Jeremiah. He just pleaded his case. Call a foul on me. You don't see that. Usually it's the other way around. It's like, what are you calling a foul on me for?
Right.
That time it was like, why didn't you call a foul on me? Late game strategy that changes things. 2:07, and the guy at the line on the hot seat now, or the hot stripe, is John Sullivan. Long rebound, Nathan Kane. And he puts it up and in. Big basket, that might be it. 2 minutes to go, and BG's back up by 11. South would have had a chance to cut it to 6 or 7 there. Blocked by John Sullivan, gets the BG bench up and roaring.
Sullivan's blocked 2 shots in this game. He's had 2 big blocks.
John Sullivan might have had the biggest leap of the night on he bought a fake by Cody Rochelo, and he went about 12 feet up in the air and 14 feet side to side, but he's got some springs in his feet tonight. There's a miss by Jeremiah Mitchell from the left corner, and it's 1:40 to go, and an 11-point lead for Bishop Guertin, and South's got a foul, and they do. To the line will go John Sullivan with 1:37 to go. In the girls' game, 45-30, Bishop Guertin girls lead with just under 3 minutes left in that one. So it was a close game for a while. We saw that South girls led Bishop Guertin early in the game.
12-6, right?
Yep. Before the Guertin girls reasserted themselves. John Sullivan missed the first and hits the second. 12-point lead for the Cardinals with 1:35 to go. Rochelo behind the back. What do we have? Foul against John Sullivan. I'm not sure what he did, but let's see if BG's in the penalty. They are not. They still have fouls to give. And Jeremiah Mitchell will inbound it. South needs to try a quick 3 here from somebody. It's going to be a save Karsten Lemire kicks it outside. Mitchell's going to shoot it. Pretty good look. Left it short, left. And Sullivan with the easiest rebound he's had tonight.
And Guertin will probably go back to the line. Nope.
Dylan Santos Suazo, and now going for the steal is Hulfacker, but he does not get called for the foul.
No, they're not trying
Baker's
to foul.
got to be fouled right
They're
here. You got to
obviously
just
not
foul him.
trying to foul.
No, they're not. They're trying to steal it.
Yeah, exactly.
Time's coming off the clock. We're down to 1 minute to go. In the wing, wide open.
Nope.
And electing to kill time. Sullivan drives and puts it in.
Yeah, he lulled them to sleep.
That'll
That's what
do
he
it.
did. He lulled them to sleep.
Yeah, 14-point lead under a minute to go. South, Cody Rochelo misses. Nathan Kane rebound as the Panthers swat at it. Medling ends up committing the foul, so Nathan Kane will march down court to the line with 43 seconds to go.
And each coach is going to have their reasons for what happened to turn things away from the South comeback. What did Guertin do? What did South not do? And we'll see what they have to say afterwards. You can all read about it. Another shameless plug at NashuaTelegraph.com.
Yeah, we'll see.
After midnight, if I get my work done in time.
Under a minute to play in the girls' game, and it looks like BG's going to win by something like 15 or 17. They're up 47-30. They make another basket. They're up 19, 49-30.
They have won a lot of games that exact same way, just pulling away down the stretch.
Nathan Kane, free throw, hits it. So it's
But I think if you make Brad Creek take a lie detector test, he'll tell you the way they've played over the last 2 weeks, maybe.
Has him concerned?
Yeah, with the exception of the Pinkerton game, where they really had to gut one out against a good team. Has to have him concerned, especially if they have to see Bedford again.
Yeah, and they are a young team, laden with sophomores.
Right, and you don't know. He said to me the other night, everything is a first for them.
Into the game for BG, Benjamin Mullet, number 44. Ryan Hughes, number 1. Jeffrey Lynch, number 4. Bradley Matarazzo is number 22. And with the ball, Gianno Ungaro, number 21. As the buzzer sounds, and that will do it. It is a 16-point victory in this playoff preview or not. We'll see what kind of game develops on Monday, but these two teams will meet again in the first round of the playoffs 6 nights from now right here at Bishop Guertin High School. For our cameraman, Frank Wallet, another terrific job. My color man, Tom King. I'm John Collins, thanking our executive producer, Pete Johnson, at the controls. 55-39, the Bishop Guertin Cardinals defeat the Nashua South boys basketball team. Good night from Nashua, everybody.